Well, we've already kind of started, but let's officially open the second podcast for Adaptive Boxing. Kieran, I'm Matt, Scott,
I'm Luke.
and here's Luke. So moving into this podcast, we're going to talk a bit about adaptive boxing, how it's been for everyone. We've just been back from the Paralympics, and then we wanted a bit of your story, Luke, to be honest, and how you got involved and where it came from.
Well, I was in an accident in 2015. I was unfortunately hit by a train. I slipped on a platform, resulting in me becoming a double above knee amputee. It's been a bit of a journey, along, but I've been trying to get into a sport for quite a few years. And people tried to edge me along that way, and then I found the adaptive boxing.
What sports did you do during that time?
I tried everything out, to be honest, but I never really pursued it.
Yeah.
But I found boxing and fell in love with it straight away. I've always liked fighting per se, whether in the ring or out the ring. But when I found adaptive boxing, that was a game changer for me. Absolute game changer. I found it a lot more exciting than other sports. It's got more what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
The whole vibe of it and everything.
How many years ago were you?
Did
you have the accident?
It was February 2015, so it's coming up 10 years next year. So yeah, So it's quite a big thing to adapt to, as you know. So like the disability side of it, it's hard. It has its ups and downs, but finding the adaptive boxing is definitely, it proves that if anyone can sort of join in. And
because you came down to one of our open days, didn't you?
Yeah. I came down on, I think it was 15th of January, something like that. Met Kieran, and I'd hit some pads, went on the bag and all that. From that point, I was hooked.
Yeah.
As Scott said to me before, he said it's kind of like a drug. It's like you either like it or you don't. It's like I've been bitten by the bug kind of thing, and it's like I absolutely love boxing now. It's my world now.
Because your OT sent you down.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
Yeah.
She, is it?
She.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She sent you down to an open day because you were kind of umming and ahhing about sport, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
And you kind of... was it a struggle to come down? Was it kind of like a...
Yeah, a little bit, because I was going through my own struggles at the beginning of the year anyway, mental health side. I was going through quite a lot of struggles, to be fair. But so to try and find some stability to get into something, obviously, as you know, the boxing side has got the structure, whereas I didn't have the push to get into a structured kind of thing, so I couldn't join a sport kind of thing in that respect. But the boxing side of it, straight away, I've already found myself more disciplined and more focused, more driven. It's got that more.
Yeah. So because I mentioned about kind of like the struggle of coming down, because obviously we have lots of different people come down.
Yeah.
And it's always the same thing to begin with. Like, I've got to bite the bullet to come through the door to begin with.
Yeah, that's the main thing for me. Like I've said to people before, the main thing is getting through the door. It's once you've got through the door, you're in. Do you know what I mean?
Did you expect to meet the people you met?
No, 100%. It's just not in a nasty way. I didn't think you were all going to meet, But it's like a whole new family for me. It's like a second family. It's like I do look forward to coming down to these sessions. Everyone at the gym is become like a family member, like yourself, Scott.
You're doing 1,000 miles a week.
Yeah, I'm doing a hell of a lot of miles to get down there.
Incredible.
So it shows I'm dedicated, and it's kind of, I've not had this passion for anything in the past, kind of before, before I lost my legs, maybe for work and that, I had a bit of passion to go and, be making my money every day and everything in structure, but this is the main sport I've had, but it's given me, like I say, a lot more discipline in my life, where I'm finding it outside of the ring. I've got more discipline with my anger, I've got more discipline with, just daily tasks, I've got more discipline with doing, daily workouts, daily stretches.
Do you think it's
like
also the accountability of other people around you as well?
Yes,
Because obviously you get a lot
100%.
of messages, calls, kind of like, where are you?
Yeah, 100%,
checking up.
100%. I mean, it's a big blessing, to be honest. I mean, like, obviously with Kieran being my like coach and team leader and everything. I mean, you know, having him at my disposal, like, where I can send him a 10-minute voice note and he's there.
I know way too well about Lukey's 10-minute voice note. So he says to me, I always check in with the guys. I said, here, Lukey, how you doing? You know, message me if you need anything. Well, give it 5 minutes. I see 7.3 minutes worth of voice note. I think, oh no, here we go. Listen to it. You know, we catch up, and now it's become a running joke that whenever Lukey sends me a voice note, he actually says, "Oh, by the way, I'm gonna say what I've got to say, but then I'm going to keep talking just so it goes to 7 minutes." You know, it's honestly rabbits, and we both chat together. But yeah, it's
good. It's good to have that support, though. You know, that whole support network, and it's like I say, what I wasn't expecting when I came is the amount of support that's there. You know, from all of you.
I remember the first couple of calls that you called where you set off on the journey, and then called to say that you weren't.
Yeah, I mean, that's a big thing, actually.
And then you carried on that journey. You got here and you dealt with.
That's kind of like, you know, like it was kind of like, you know, like the shell shock kind of thing of the mental health. It's kind of, you know, I got there and it's kind of, you know, absolute panic and can't get out of the car kind of thing, you know. And then, you know, I'll speak to one of you and help me along, got me in there, and then within 10 minutes of being in there, I've forgotten about it. It's bloody happened.
Because obviously, if we look at the timescale of things, sort of like, Kieran, you've been with us for years. And then it feels like you've been with us for longer than actually kind of since
it feels
January.
like that way to myself. I mean, you know, I've only been with you for 8 months or something. You know, it does feel like I've been with you for a few years, to be fair. But you know, I mean, I'm excited to keep going and see where this, you know, journey brings things. You know, but it's very exciting.
We've been, like I say, training together, coaching you. We've also done like a few like exhibition shows and stuff. Yeah. Tell us, like, from your experience, how you felt like getting in there, you know, working towards the show and stuff.
When I heard about the first show, I mean, I was, you know, gassed. I was so excited, you know, very, very excited, you know, and to be doing it with yourself as well. I mean, at the time I was buzzing, but you know, I think, as any of you know, I mean, the first time getting in a ring, I mean, takes quite a lot of takes a lot of minerals to get in.
How many
there,
times did you tell yourself no?
Yeah, it's like, I'm not doing this. I'm not doing this.
The best one.
But, you know, but once I got in that ring, it's like, you know, and I had Alfie in my corner. He's a great cornerman. But you know, once I'm in that corner, it's like it all comes real, and all the nerves sort of go away, and it's like. Then all the training and everything that you've been going through, like I've been going through with Kieran in the ring before that, you know, and then the crowd disappears, you know. It's like, it's amazing.
Every single time you want to improve as well, isn't it? So every single time you finish, you've always like, you're really kind of sensitive to how you're done. And then it's kind of thinking, what do I need to improve on?
I mean, I've done it literally every time. I mean, I think Alfie saw it the most last time, and I thought I didn't do well there, you know, but I think I'm always going to have that anyway, whether I put on a good performance or a bad performance. I mean, I'm always going to have them thoughts, I could have done this, you know, but I think maybe that's in every sport, every box, every sport. You know, it's like, maybe I could have thrown that right hook better, but, you know, it's what difference, you know, it's
self-critical.
I'm a little bit too self-critical.
Bouts that I had, I don't think I was ever happy, ever, even if I had a real quick... When first round, I was never happy.
That's like the athlete.
I would always look at the bad points of what I did. I remember once, and I went out thinking, because you like to get in your head and thinking I'm going to be like Mike Tyson tonight. And then I watched it back and was like, I don't look anything like him. I didn't look like him. I didn't do anything. But the mindset was exactly that. So, I mean, it's a big... You've dealt with it unbelievable. You've dealt with it unbelievable. To get in there, first of all, especially in Scotland, I mean, that was a massive.
The very
that was a massive step for you.
Yeah, was that one of your favourite times, or was it?
That was my favourite time of being with this group.
Because Kieran, you were there as well. Was that like one of your better times?
And you know what? We've had our
fantastic. That was fantastic, mate.
We've had our sort of, home shows, if you like, our exhibition club bouts, and then to travel to say Scotland and put a show on for guys in Scotland. It was like actually. It's now becoming real. All the work we've been putting in.
Yeah.
To get in there in Scotland with the team, travel up there, stay in the hotel. Actually, we were there for the trip, for the weekend.
I mean, it all became so real for me. I mean, once we sort of got there, I mean, it all become quite real when, the Tri Nations was going on. There's the other boxers, we're sort of around the ring. It's... my nerves again.
The best in the country was in that competition.
Yeah. And I'm seeing some of these boxers go up, and I'm thinking, we're putting on a show after this.
Because obviously we've got our experience of going up, but sort of like how you were responded to there. How did you feel with that side?
I thought, the nerves obviously got a lot better with me, but they did sort of start to go. I think we'd still put on a decent show.
Everyone welcomed. Everyone else.
Did you expect that? Everyone had a lot of respect for us. Like just off the bat. I mean, I knew some of the Scottish guys from the home show, the previous home show.
Yeah.
And I mean, like one of them coming up to me is like saying, "I eat Brighton." I'm like. Hello, mate. It's like, to be recognised by one of them is a privilege anyway. But, it's like, but all of them opened all of us with like open arms, and, I don't think a lot of them had seen anything like it before as well, obviously with the chair. I mean,
because it wasn't just the boxers,
Kieran
was it?
spinning around in the chair when he's doing the pads and that. I mean, no one's seen anything like it kind of thing up there. So, it was an honour to be able to put on, to be part of it. Because
it wasn't just the boxers, it was also the officials, you had the crowd as well.
Yeah. I mean,
you had, you've got. It's the Three Nations.
Yeah,
event,
I mean,
you've got a lot of people
all of the referees and everything, which were around the outside of the stage. I mean, they were more.
It's
like,
a whole new experience
it was just
isn't it?
very, very humbling afterwards. I mean, like going from before the bout to all of those nerves and then coming out, it's kind of like. I come out with a medal, just been awarded a medal by Scott Welsh for all people as well, which is kind of a little moment in its own. But but all of the referees and that, they were congratulating me and Kieran, personally, and it was very, very humbling.
I didn't expect, to be honest, for me, like when we got out the ring, you have a home show and people say, well done, and I've got some stories from that. But when we got to Scotland, it hit home that. Actually, I got out, a different crowd saw us for the first time. And we got out and there was a guy that come up to me. I didn't know this guy. And he said, you know what? He said, can I have a picture with you? And I sort of laughed. I said, mate, why do you want a picture with me, And anyway, I was talking to him and he said, my sister, a small world, he said, my sister has got cerebral palsy. She goes to university in Brighton and she's got, cerebral palsy. He said, I didn't know this was possible, and to see you guys moving around, talk to you now, I was like, wow, that's, someone up in Scotland is now linked with us because he's seen this for the first time, and he follows me now on social media, he follows our journey of adaptive boxing, and I stay in touch with him, so it's brilliant.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, exactly that. See where it takes us, huh?
Incredible.
Yeah, man.
So obviously you have the highs and we have our lows, and sort of like after Scotland, I think Scotland was such a big high for everyone.
Yeah.
We kind of
reset.
Where do we go? And I think sort of like it was kind of where's the next step? Where's everything? We have to get back to working on the programs and everything. But then you kind of went home, didn't you?
Yeah.
And then that was quite a hard time to get.
Yeah. Kind of.
Because that high is so high.
It's kind of. I mean, it was all kind of like a bit of a dream to start off with. Anyway, you're coming back. It was all kind of I don't know, but yeah, obviously that was a very, very big high. But as I said before, like with the thing being a drug, it's like Do you know
what helped you get back into that kind of like the swing of it being sort of like that, getting that little high again, sort of like getting yourself.
Just giving yourself just a little push, just to remind you, this is a consistent thing. It's not, you're not doing it. It's like you know, a couple of times a year. This is a consistent thing, inconsistent
Yeah.
training. You've got to put the work in if you want to get anything out.
It took a few
So,
times for us to kind of call again, didn't it?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
kind of, come on, let's get that feeling back.
Yeah,
We're not going to have the Scotland feeling again.
Yeah.
For a little while.
Yeah. But then obviously, I mean, I had an injury as well. I mean, unfortunately, I got an injury in my shoulder.
Yeah.
And I was going through physiotherapy with that. I mean, you know, my physiotherapist will be watching this podcast at some point as well.
Yeah.
He's a legend. So shout out to Jack. But yeah, so I mean, he was working on my arm for a good few weeks, but it was very bad. But then obviously, I wanted to be around the gym as well because obviously, with the adaptive boxing and the boxing itself, like I say, it's another family.
It's a community,
even if you're not training.
Did you come down for the Sompton event? Did you come down for
I
the
did,
family fun day?
Yeah, that was really
Yeah,
good.
because the whole team came
really
to that one, didn't they?
Yeah, it was really cool.
It's trying to remind it's not just about the boxing and training yourself and going and doing the events, but actually we do a lot of community events that actually we want to share what we do with people. We want to show the opportunities.
That's nice to come down to that, and I mean to experience what you guys do, sort of, because you know, seeing it firsthand. Because I've not been. You know, it's all new.
You're used to. Come on, Luke, get down to training.
Get down to
come
the gym,
on, let's go.
Yeah. You know what I mean? So to see it was very cool. You know, and then Scott showing me around the youth club and all of that, and you know, it was quite cool to see.
And you trained someone as well, didn't you? Done a little bit of training.
Yeah. That was really cool. I mean, Scott said, "Do you want to do a bit of boxing with someone in there?" I was like, "Yeah, mate." It was such a cool thing. I said straight away, I was like, "I want to do more of it." You know, I want to do more of it. It's a good feeling. I like, you know, giving back a bit as well. You know, it's got sort of. I think this whole sport it's give and take as well. It's not like, do you know what I mean? It's you give as much as.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Talk to us about the Sompton event that we did, Lukey. So
that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. So that was
an event come up, and we changed our power boxing team session. And I said to the guys, you know, we've got an event on. We mix it up a little bit. Who can come down and help me out and, you know, get involved in the day? So yeah, talk to us a little bit about.
Yeah, so that was pretty cool. Like, obviously, getting involved with, you know, doing some pads with some of the locals, and you know, meeting some of the locals as well. And I mean, a lot of them, you know, being like youths and that, it was like I recognised one of them from the event before that. And she came up, she was very excited to do the pads with that. And I was like, "Do you want to do pads with me or him?" He's like, "You." I was like, "All right, fair enough." But and then she's like, "I want to do that one." I was like, "What do you mean?" Like she really wanted to. I'd do an uppercut, so I'd done that one. She's like, "Yeah," nearly took me arm. Yes, you know what I mean. But it's such a good feeling to be able to, you know, to just for any sort of, you know, kid, it just gives them a little buzz.
Because obviously Pixie was there as well, and
Pixie,
Angel was there.
Ollie was there, but I mean, we done.
I mean, that's the first time we've taken everyone to an event, so kind of like it was quite good to see the team do something else as well.
Team on tour. Huh?
Yeah, it was nice to see kind of like that. Actually, you lot are learning everything you have.
Yeah, that's another thing as well. It's like sort of it's like learning the ropes of another thing as well. It's another side of, you know, the gym which I've not been a part of before, and it's like learning it all. It was great, you know. So it's something I'd like to get more involved with, and it's good to see like what you lot do behind the scenes a bit more. You know, it's more than just in the gym, you know.
Yeah, it's more than just coming down, training, getting in the ring.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah,
there's a lot more community to it than just
not just
that sport.
Get in the ring and get on with it.
Kieran going, have you done your training?
Yeah.
But honestly, like being at events and stuff like that, you really see like the personal development. So things you work on in the gym, actually it was a completely different day. We were having our little workout on the mats in the middle of a field. It was incredible, but like, you know, then you'd turn around, and at one point, like, I saw we were all there mixing in, and I had me padding someone, Luke padding someone, and then I turned around and I said to Angel, one of our other power boxers, I said, "Look, you can chill, chat to people, do what you do." Didn't pressure or anything. I turned around and she's got pads on. She's behind us, padding someone, and I said to her, "Listen, Angel," I said, "everyone was padding. That was incredible." You know, just by seeing the development in her.
She was the quietest girl I'd ever met.
Yeah.
For the first few times, for the first probably couple of years. You know, but she's really come out of herself now, and she's
small
incredible.
gains for like everyone, isn't it?
I think seeing it from the coach's perspective of kind of where we see everyone come in, and then kind of you see these little steps in the journey, and because we're always going, right, what's the next thing? What's the next thing? We sometimes forget where they started to where they are now, and actually over all these months and years, we've seen a massive improvement across everyone, and some people float in and out, but people who have been here for a consistent amount of time and kind of they always come back in. It's amazing to see where they come from.
You know, Angel actually said to me, so you know, Angel's, like I say, started off pretty reserved, and we've been working with her. We know what works, what maybe doesn't work for Angel, and she said to me the other day, she said she's had one exhibition bout, and at that stage, that was her done. That was her world title, but now actually, she was coming to our community session. Yeah. For working with her, I said,
she's been every single week.
Yeah, she's just there.
Consistent as anything.
And she was like, I said, look, do you want to come to the power boxing? It's a team, it's a training session. She said, no. I left it. Now, she's part of the power boxing team. And she said to me last week, I test it. I say, here, Angel, would you want to have another exhibition bout? Would you want to have, come with us? She goes, do you know what? I might. And I said, yes. That's what we need, is by not pushing people, letting them know that we're a community, we're there, and we'll work with them and see where it takes us.
Well, she must have been with us now 3.5, 4 years.
Yes, I think she's
just after you, because it was when we were doing some of the community events where we were turning up, doing a bit of boxing, and then the wheelchair basketball was on as well.
That's it.
I remember I was getting in the chair for the basketball as well. Awful.
Did you have a little spin?
I'm awful. I tried. Come on. Try being the word. But
we've got to get her in here, haven't we, at some stage.
Get Angel on the pod. You know what? I think one of these weeks we'll have the whole power team. Yeah. If we could.
Yeah, I think so. I'd love to have all of you together and kind of talking. But if we were to kind of like sum up, what has adaptive boxing kind of done for you? Sort of like, if I could ask you, Luke.
Oh, I don't know if it sounds cheesy or not, but adaptive boxing literally has, changed my life and, in some ways saved my life. It's given me more structure, as I say. It's given me discipline in my life. It's given me, more drive and everything. And it's what I want to do. It's like I say, I've been bitten by the bug, and it's what I want to do, and it's what I see myself doing for the next, however many years. It's like I was 32 the other day. I know I don't look it, but I'm getting on in there, so but I've got at least another 10 years in me to do this, so
and more,
at least 10 years, so but I'm gonna keep on cracking on and keep on doing it, and it's like, I won't go into too much detail, but I battled with, like I say, mental health. I battled with addictions and things like that, but this is kind of, beats any addiction I've had. This is a healthy addiction, and it's so good for my mental health overall. And it's like, well, all that other stuff done to my mental health and anything else is no good. But this has given me a healthy drive. It's given me a healthy addiction. I'm addicted to being physical. It's
fantastic to hear.
It's great, and it's all thanks to you lot, and it's so I couldn't be more grateful, It's literally.
We know where you live now, so we'll come.
I know. That's scary. That's why I don't miss my sessions.
It's so amazing. I think we spoke on it last time, but to be in the gym when I started, and to see how that was a boxing, just a pure, hard, very, very, very.
Literally spitting sawdust.
Yeah. Not even that. It was just a serious, very serious gym. You walked in there. You knew something was going to happen. You're going to have a fight. And that fight is literally fighting to get through.
Yeah.
The toughest night of your life type thing at the time. But to now see what we're doing with boxing and how boxing's change people's lives across the board everywhere. I mean, it's incredible. It's yesterday we did me and you did the Parkinson's. What's our youngest in there? 65.
Yeah, on the first.
Probably the oldest is probably 78, 80. You know, I mean, it's incredible. It's incredible.
I've seen some of the footage from that. And he's literally
and they
incredible.
were loving it. Got them on the pads.
It was so funny.
It just makes me smile. It does make me smile.
When Scott come in, I said, no, I know what I'm going to say. Scott come in and he said, I said, Scott, do you mind padding someone, you know? He said, yeah, of course. Jumped straight in. Here we are, we're padding. And Scott, you know, Scott comes in and out and sees what we're working on. But for them to get in the ring, they're padding with Scott Welch, you know, like, and he said, come on, show me what you got. Anyway, these guys stood up, started moving around the ring, and he said, he looked at me as if to say, here we go. Yeah. And then the big Chris got in the ring.
Yeah.
And he said, right. And
he was throwing some hooks, wasn't he? Throwing some bombs.
Doof. And Scott said, oh dear, I don't want to take any more of them. Good job he caught him on the pads.
Yeah. He's a very strong man. So, Jesus. They're big. Some of them men are big men, aren't they? 6'3".
I'll be padding them. I say, listen, boys, do not hit me too hard because I will fly.
You're going off. Yeah.
Talk about the knockdown ball. 3 knockdowns and you got them. 3 punches and I'm gone.
Yeah. No, it was great. So I mean, to see the difference in the change and how boxing's changed is just it does. I still and how it enhances people's lives across. I've always known boxing was fantastic for kids and different bits, but now it really is embedded in to the society now of being a great thing, you know. So it was banned from all the schools because obviously it was all about knockouts. Now I think schools are now welcoming them back because they know the goodness from it. We're certainly in a few schools doing the thing. So you know, they're loving it because it's not just about sparring and hurting people anymore. It's now about training and the benefits of the training and the mental health side as we're talking about.
Well, the community, the physical, the mental benefits.
It's massive. I mean, the mental
it's holding
health
people
side
responsibility
is
to their actions.
You know, I mean, this kind of it's a recovery for me. You know, I mean, you know, like if you're ever addicted to something in your life, I'm not the only person. You're in constant recovery. But this is kind of, you know, I call it my knuckle therapy. You know, it's you know, once I'm training, that's my therapy for my mental health, and I come out. You know, I come out with a fresh mind. You know, I come out with a very fresh mind. And when I'm driving home, I've got fresh mind. I'm thinking of fresh ideas. I'm thinking of, you know, longer term things for the future. Whereas sometimes maybe on the way there, I'm a bit more scatty, shall we say? You know, but it's
the anxiety of thinking about, am I going to have a good session?
Yeah.
Am I going to be all right in there? What's other people going to think? What are they going to say? When actually everyone's just sitting there going, where the hell is
but as soon as I get there, it's like, where you been, mate?
You know, because the only bad session you have is the session you don't do.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what you got to remember.
Yeah, exactly. And that's, I mean, it's obviously, like I was saying, when I had my injury, I mean, I wanted to be around everybody as well. But I mean, I literally couldn't drive and get my prescription from my doctors, which is 2 minutes down the road. I mean, I couldn't lift my arm up. It started going through all of here, and I literally couldn't drive. So, I mean, I couldn't even be around the ring to be around it. So I got quite depressed within those 3 weeks of not being able to do anything because my arm was so bad and going down my forearm. But once I was able to get back to it, I mean, it was like the 3 weeks had never happened. It was like, you know, straight back into
so
it,
nice.
You know, and it's
so
like
we want to build that community side to it. So actually, sometimes I say to Lukey, look, you know, it's not just about the boxing. We've got a real nice community there. We're here to chat.
You've got other training down there. You do your weights down there. You do a bit of stretching out.
And I mean, it's good to come down and see, you know, some of the pros and obviously Tommy. You know, it's always quite. Before a session, I mean, it's always quite inspirational to see Tommy going up by a cliff on the machine with all the weights on him and everything. I mean, I'm thinking, I'm a bit knackered. I see him, I'm like, I've got loads of energy now. You know, it's quite inspirational to be around that.
When you were at home, because obviously we've just started that online school. Adaptive boxing as well. Did that help with having some of the exercises on there to do?
I mean that was quite kind of helpful because she's got Kieran, you know, going through them. So I was sort of like mirroring every like the level 1, sort of mirroring every exercise. So doing every exercise literally to the point of Kieran like being in the mirror. But it's helpful to have them there because obviously when you're not at the gym and you haven't got the orders. The
coaching.
Yeah, the coaching.
We try not to order too much.
But when you haven't got like the coaching there, I mean, it's sort of a bit more freestyly. So, you know, I would just do a bit of this, bit of that. But with having all of the online stuff now, I can now, if I'm doing exercises, I think there should be something else I can add to this. And then it's like I'll go through them and it's got everything there. I mean, so the online school is fantastic. Yeah. I mean, so obviously I come down to the gym 3 days a week. So the days I'm not there, you know, I've got the online school and I've got it for the mornings, I've got it for the evenings, I've got it for when I've got insomnia. When I've got insomnia through the middle of the night, you know, it's I've got I think I'll go up level 3 now, you know what I mean? But it's been very helpful. Honestly, it's been very helpful. So
So if I could, what would you say to someone who would want to get into adaptive boxing but don't want to take that final step?
I'd say you got to push yourself, man. You got to just get yourself down there, mate. Just get yourself down. I mean, it's everything's scary, isn't it? Everything's scary. It's the first little thing. But I mean, if I hadn't taken the leap and gone for the boxing, you know, God knows where I'd be. But you know, it's just taking that first leap and seeing that it's a very good community, you know what I mean? It's not a scary community. It's not like you were saying it's a scary gym from when it's you know, a tough gym and all that.
Yeah.
I mean, everyone welcomes you with open arms, and I mean, you know, being disabled and having no legs, it's a bit more daunting. I mean, when I first come down thinking I'm going
You've got to come down that slope.
You know, I'm going down one slope, but I'm thinking, there's another slope. I'm thinking, I ain't going to get out of here alive, you know.
And then going underground as well.
Then going underground. But I mean, you know, once you're there, I mean, it's the whole energy and buzz. I mean, it's different. And I mean, everyone, no matter what disability you've got there, I've seen, you know, with other people coming down, other disabilities, no one looks at you any different. Everyone is very, very nice, and you know, it's just come down, mate. Just come down and get involved. But
I'm glad you did come down as well.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.
Just the start of our journey, Lukey.
Well, I look forward to, you know, being with you for years to come, mate. Years to come.
So do we.
Fantastic. Yeah, definitely.